listening to an Infowars.com frontline report. It's Alex Jones.
Wow, we have got a lot to report to you on this worldwide broadcast. Thank you for joining us on the 29th day of April, 2018 for the Sunday transmission. We'll be here as we are every Sunday live, 4 to 6 p.m. ahead of the weekday broadcast of myself, Owen Schroyer, David Knight, and others. 10 hours a day live now from the InfoWars network that the establishment is trying to take down. Well, Mr. Clapper, former National Director of Intelligence, who also headed up the NSA previous to that, testified to Congress 4 years ago that he had never, and that the NSA had never spied on anyone in the United States, period. Now, that was a 1,000% total, complete lie. The statute of limitations just expired on perjuring yourself to Congress. It's actually 5 years. So I said 4. It's been 5 years. He did it again. He testified to Congress. There's an excellent Zero Hedge article up on Infowars.com, but also even The Hill and others have picked it up. Jack Posobiec did a great breakdown. We should get Jack on the next few days of this whole situation. But he testified that he was never the source. We even have a Don Lemon video that's in the folder I forgot to tell you guys about. It's like 2 minutes long. Or even Don Lemon grills him and goes, but you are the source. You told CNN you were the source. Now he works for CNN. So when Don Lemon's saying you're a liar, I mean, that's like Pinocchio saying you're a liar. I mean, you got a serious problem when Pinocchio even thinks you're bad. The arrogant Pinocchio that is Don Lemon. Because CNN knows he's the source. He's bragged he was the source back when he was so arrogant, back when his counterpart at the CIA, Brennan, was saying stuff like, watch your mouth. So Trump has ripped the lying machine, James Clapper, over leaks to CNN. And the articles on InfoWars, both from InfoWars and Zero Hedge, just chronicle video clips of him in 2017 on CNN, right as the president's being inaugurated, saying, you know, that he saw the info, he leaked the info. Then we've got him testifying to Congress. Months later, he didn't. It's like these people have Alzheimer's or something, or they don't think we're paying attention. Well, we are, Clapper and Brennan and all the rest of you. So those clips are coming up later in the hour. But sometimes something happens that really illustrates everything. And a big thing that we have to really dig into today is the whole situation with the White House Correspondents Dinner that transpired over the weekend, and the abject, insane asylum level arrogance that even has mainstream media saying this completely flopped. But it gets better coming up. CNN was given an award at the press dinner for the Steele dossier reporting, which was illegal leaks and fake and been proven to be a fraud, and they think you're so dumb. You think, is that arrogance? No. They think, like Gruber said, we bet everything on the public having no memory. We bet everything on the public having absolutely, totally no memory. So we're going to be going over all of that because, I mean, here they are giving an award to 3 so-called reporters, Jake Tapper and others, at CNN, at the press dinner, in the middle of the scandal of Clapper perjuring himself to Congress in front of the whole world. It'd be like if I said, I robbed a bank on January 3rd. And then a couple months later, on April 3rd, I testified to Congress. I think in Clapper's case, it was actually April 10th. I never did that. That's insane. Just like, we ought to cue it up where he said 5 years ago, no one in the NSA has ever spied on anybody in the U.S. Ever. Just doesn't happen. So we're going to come back from break with Ms. Wolf roasting herself, hoisted on her own petard. Let's talk to Victor in Florida. Victor, you're calling. Go ahead.
Yes. Hi, Alex. First, I just want to mention, if people just go and try the products, they will be ordering all the time. I've ordered several of the products over and over because it's amazing. In particular, Silver Bullet, as soon as I start to feel like I get a little sick, you know, maybe like a little raspiness in my throat, I drop some Silver Bullet and I'll still feel a little sick, but it won't last as long. And I just ordered the Body, the Alpha Power, and the Pollen Block.
Well, let me just say something, Victor. It's people like you that then fund the whole operation, because a very small percentage of people buy products and a very small percentage of them buy a lot of the products. So thank you. But when you mention the Silver Bullet Colloidal Silver, it's got thousands of reviews, a 98% review. It is our highest reviewed product because it is from the top lab in the country, discounted, high-quality colloidal silver. And it's not a silver bullet. It's the closest thing you're going to find to a silver bullet.
Take you live to the Central Texas Command Center and the heart of the resistance. It's Alex Jones.
Well, we rarely see mainstream media fall on its face in a more disgusting fashion. They do it all the time, but this was really special. We've got quite a few of the excerpts coming up this hour of Michelle Wolf of Viacom and Sumner Redstone, anti-American fame, same folks that brought you gangster rap and MTV. Well, they're not busy undermining the president. They're busy throwing fits that for the second year in a row, he didn't show up to a correspondence dinner when these are people sworn to destroy him, who absolutely hate him, who are talentless, that no one wants to watch, that has almost zero ratings, doesn't even show up, and if he shows up, then they get ratings. Why would you show up to have a bunch of feckless, craven, unpopular losers, cowardly individuals tell stupid jokes? The really sick one, a week and a half after a Southwest Airlines engine blew up, blew a hole in the side of the fuselage and sucked the woman halfway out, almost cutting her head off before they drug her back in. She died hours later at the hospital. That's not funny. But they say he's like a big orange Southwest engine blowing up. Hollywood, MTV, Comedy Central, all these shows, Stephen Colbert, they are in their own bizarre, hateful echo chambers. Can you imagine if I made a joke about an engine blowing up and killing a woman and injuring other people, and concerned it would say Hillary Clinton? You would never hear the end of it. Instead, they make up things I never said or edit things I said to demonize me. But these people are the hateful ones. And they're the ones that funded the Arab Spring that killed over 1 million people. Over 100,000 of them women and children, many of which were sold into sex slavery, the ones that were unlucky enough to not be killed. And I mean that seriously. Sold into slavery that Islam still has operating in 6 countries. 6 of the 7 Trump banned from coming to the United States unvetted. We don't accept their fake passports. And the Supreme Court set next week, the word is to affirm the president. So we'll see how they like that. So that's coming up. Tying into the press dinner, they gave CNN an award for reporting on the Pissgate dossier, the Steele dossier, PP Gate, which is admittedly totally fake. They admit it's fake. But they gave themselves an award thinking you're so stupid, you won't remember that they now admit it's fake. Not just that Congress found there was no evidence. Even mainstream news has to admit there's no evidence any of the Steele dossier is real. But they don't care. They don't care they've lost all these lawsuits and the rest of it. They just keep rehashing and retreading the same thing over and over again. They had Comey on this week on CNN saying he doesn't know if the PP Gate thing isn't true or not. He says he never saw it. There's no evidence of it, but who knows? It might be true. Might be true that monkeys, flying monkeys, fly out of his rear end as well. I'm not trying to get gross here. It's just this stuff is pure Absolute bull. We know Hillary was on the Chinese payroll, the Russian payroll. We know their servers went missing. It goes on and on. And so when people always bring up the FBI investigation and the Clinton Justice Department people and all of it, the big issue here is, where's the prosecution of them when it's open and shut? But enough of that. Let's go to some of the most unfunny, sickening, macabre, stumbling. This Comedy Central witch who's getting her own show on Netflix. Yeah, and half a eaten hamburger in a garbage pile can get a show on Netflix now. Netflix is giving this witch a show, and I'm sure if it gets 0 stars, like some of the other folks have gotten, I'm sure they'll just ban the rating system for that particular video. But here she is making sick jokes and so pissed that we're turning the country around from the brink of death. Here it is.
You are hosting the White House Correspondents Dinner, which is a big event. For those who don't know, typically the president will be there. This president has decided to sit this last one out, and I think is he not coming to this event?
No, he's not coming. I get the lovely Sarah Huckabee Sanders instead.
Instead, yeah.
By the way, hit pause. There's this ironic thing on Vice TV and Comedy Central where they get women and men that kind of don't look right and who can't really talk. It's supposed to be real ironic, like we pay attention because we think they're kind of special. Let's go back to it.
Michelle Wolf, now known as the 2018 Correspondents Dinner liberal fail, with snappy one-liners that went absolutely nowhere.
I'm going to skip a lot of the normal pleasantries. We're at a Hilton. It's not nice. This is on C-SPAN. No one watches that.
Cool.
Trump is president. It's not ideal. The White House Correspondents Association, thank you for having me. The monkfish was fine.
A shrill, ridiculing, shallow voice, belting out insults catered to the nihilistic mind of the far left.
I never really thought I'd be a comedian, but I did take an aptitude test in 7th grade, and this is 100% true. I took an aptitude test in 7th grade, and it said my best profession was a clown or a mime. Well, at first it said clown, and then I heard my voice and was like, or maybe mime. It is kind of crazy that the Trump campaign was in contact with Russia when the Hillary campaign wasn't even in contact with Michigan. It's a direct flight. It's so close. Trump is
But she sold uranium to the Russians.
white nationalist, which is a weird term for a Nazi. Calling a Nazi a white nationalist is like calling a pedophile a kid friend. Or Harvey Weinstein a ladies' man. And I'm never really sure what to call Sarah Huckabee Sanders. You know, is it Sarah Sanders? Is it Sarah Huckabee Sanders? Is it Cousin Huckabee? Is it Auntie Huckabee Sanders? Like, what's Uncle Tom but for white women who disappoint other white women? Oh, I know, Aunt Coulter. I did have a lot of jokes. I had a lot of jokes about cabinet members, but I had to scrap all of those because everyone has been fired. You guys are going through cabinet members quicker than Starbucks throws out black people. No, don't worry. They're having an afternoon. That'll solve it. We just needed an afternoon.
Wolf counts her influences as Seth Meyers and Trevor Noah. No wonder her performance was so lame.
I am also honored to be performing for those of you here tonight, as well as the handful of people watching at home on C-SPAN.
Relying on tasteless shock humor and vulgarity.
Trump is so broke. Southwest used him as one of their engines. I know, it's so soon. It's so soon for that joke. Why did she tell it?
If this is what funny is to the mainstream media, can you blame most Americans for their overwhelming distrust? Past Correspondents Dinner performers actually brought jokes.
I have an announcement for those of you watching tonight's event live on C-SPAN. For God's sake, it's Saturday night.
It is good to be on C-SPAN. Glad I'm not on your rival network, No Input. HDMI 1.
But Wolf is the poster child for all of the attempted comedy shoved down America's throats these days. Hate-fueled diatribes by hacks who aren't even worthy to carry Richard Pryor or George Carlin's water to the stage. John Brown reporting for Infowars.com.
Fuck you now.
By the way, I used to watch Stephen Colbert and The Daily Show back when he was just one of the fake reporters on there. And it was entertaining because the stuff he was saying about Bush most of the time was true. Bush had a lot of big problems. But now with Trump, it's made up or it's the same old hate. It's not funny. And I try to find good comedy, and it's not funny. I mean, remember Richard Pryor? Remember George Carlin?
Yeah.
Remember any of those comics? Bill Hicks or Sam Kinison or Rodney Dangerfield. They were funny. They were political sometimes too, but they're just not funny anymore because corporate hacks put on a teleprompter what they're supposed to read. They're henchmen. They're not even comedians. They're puppets. We'll be back. Stay with us. InfoWars Life is launching its newest product. We're really, really proud of it. It's a best source prebiotic fiber. And it's got the very best concentrated fibers from berries and fruits and other compounds that have been known to be the very best for your body and for regularity.
Wait there then, I'll get it now.
Synergistically works with our 50 billion live active culture Flora Life, as well as MycoZX that targets the yeast, the mold, and the funguses in the gut. So this is the time to take advantage of getting this new incredible fiber product and these other products. You get them separately or together and make really, really big savings and get high quality products at the same time. And I'm doing this to introduce these products to you. Bodies sold out in a month. Strongest concentrated turmeric formula we could come up with. It's sold out for another month and a half. We sold it at 50% off till it's sold out. And I think it's going to be the same way with this fiber. Get yours today, InfoWarsLife.com.
InfoWars Life is bringing you a breakthrough in modern medicine. Introducing Pollen Block. We have found an extraordinary new, natural way to alleviate seasonal distress symptoms, including promoting clear nasal and sinus passageways, eye comfort, and respiratory function. In the 1960s, researchers in France noticed that
So in this one,
certain quail eggs experience less seasonal immune and inflammatory responses.
I have
We began
this.
studying this effect in published trials, and decades later, we now have the fruit of this research, a fast-acting, chewable tablet that helps alleviate seasonal distress symptoms. Pollen Block is natural and effective. It is not an antihistamine. In fact, current research has found that it actually acts by blocking the activity of tryptase, which is an enzyme
very nice.
that amplifies immune and inflammatory responses in the body. Go outside and enjoy the air you breathe. Head to InfoWarsLife.com and grab a pack of our Pollen Block chewable
Pollen's been
tablets.
leaking.
You know, I've got some
Get
talking
out.
points here about Caveman from InfoWarsLife.com. But instead of going with those talking points, let me just give you what I've experienced personally. From all the wives' tales in every culture, we know that the bones have the essence. We know chicken noodle soup is great for people that are sick. Again, in every culture, this has been reported because it works. And there's no way to quantify how strong this is, but the amount of bone protein,
Blue
and the
Stash,
amount of marrow,
Blue Slash
the amount
even,
of
by Darkstar.
concentrated
It's very nice one, that
life
one.
force that is in this is incredible. Ladies and gentlemen, whether it's for your joints, whether it's for your arteries and your veins, whether it's for your
What else
brain,
have I
whether
got
it's for
here?
energy, this, ladies and gentlemen, is the strongest, most
We
concentrated
have some
bone broth
Slurp
formula out there,
Hyperclone.
and it's amazing. Find out for yourself today at InfoWarsStore.com what it could do for you and your family. And again, I want to thank you.
It's
all
called
for
Cybervirus.
funding
It's
the
quite
information war in 2008.
citrusy, fruity kind of flavour.
Let's talk to Victor in Florida.
Bit of
Victor,
mango in there,
you're calling. Go ahead.
kiwi and stuff like that.
Alex, first, I just want to mention,
Very
if
cool.
people just go and try the products, they will be ordering all the time. I've ordered several of the products over and over because it's amazing.
Comes in a
particular
nice
silver bullet,
100 ml
I
bottle.
start to feel like I get a little sick, you know, maybe like a little raspiness
Very
in my
nice.
throat. I drop some silver bullet and it I'll still feel a little sick.
This
but
is a
it
good
won't
one.
last as long. And I
This
just
one's
ordered
made
the
by
body, the alpha
Punk
power, and
Juice.
the pollen block.
Well, let me just say
It's
something.
called
People
Vicious
don't
Flavour.
fund the whole operation because a very small percentage of people buy
It's a
products,
bottle
very
shot.
small
You
percentage
mix it
of them
yourself.
buy
Comes with
products. So thank
20%
you. But when you mention the
flavouring, and you put your own base mix in there, so VG or PG, whichever floats your boat. You let that steep for a few days and it's ready to go. But yeah, vicious flavour. This is mixed berries, menthol and aniseed. Good shit, this one. Very, very much like this one. This is another one by Punk Juice. It's a blue slush. Nice and blue. It's got a bit of menthol in here as well, which is very nice. I swear some of these bottles are leaking when I'm shaking them.
You have no choice. You have owners. They own you. They own everything. They own all the important land. They own and control the corporations. They've long since bought and paid for the Senate, the Congress, the state houses, the city halls. They got the judges in their back pockets. And they own all the big media companies. So they control just about all of the news and information.
Here's another one by Punk Juice. This one is called Scum Flavor. Scum. It's basically fizzy cola and cherry. It's a nice one. I quite like it. Here's another one by Punk Juice. This one's called Anarchy. Anarchy DIY flavor shot. Again, same thing. Mixed berries, menthol and bubblegum. This is very nice. I like this. I like this a lot. This one, got a bigger bottle of this one. This one's by Brews Bros. It's called Fruit Chews. Quite fruity, like fruit chews. Fruit sweets, basically. Chewy ones. Got a half-litre bottle of that, was about £20. Again, you mix it yourself. My favourite one so far is this one, the Anarchy. This one, and I think this one as well, the Vicious one with the aniseed in. It's very nice. Those are my favourites so far.
From a populist perspective, not left or right. We interviewed George Carlin, one of my reporters, right before he died. And he was really on target and had a lot of courage. That goes without saying, but you juxtapose that with Michelle Wolf of Commie Central, making jokes about the woman that died getting sucked out the window a week and a half ago, saying it was a big orange engine like Trump killed her. It's not about Trump. You don't make fun of a woman that just died. It's super untasteful. But I'm going to get to that in a minute.
I agree with that.
But Trump comes from the outside of the billionaire circle.
I got these mostly, apart from this one I got from Darkstar, darkstar.com.
Facebook, Twitter, Google.
This is one of their version of Blue Slush. It's very good.
IBM, General Electric,
and the rest of them,
the list goes
the
on.
Punk Juice and
the Fortune 100
Brews Bros, Fruit Chews, I got them from ELFC. ELFC, that's the e-liquid-flavor-concentrates.co.uk. And they got a huge selection, worth checking out. This one I've got from Vape People. That's the Slurp Cyber Virus.
He's a monopoly man.
I've had Slurp before in
and he will be broken up.
That one's one of my favourite Slurps. It's the cold filtered. Very nice.
Buying up. I was reading. He's buying over 100 stories of high rises a day.
Also tried.
Did you hear what I just said? He's building and
Slurp
buying
Export.
100 stories a day.
That's pretty good.
Just in high rises. That's in another Bloomberg.
Prefer the other one though.
I saw last week.
And the Hyperclone I've tried. It's nice. vape that all day, no problem.
After George Soros of the Democratic Party.
But I do still prefer this one.
And we've got the intel coming
Cold
out very
filtered.
soon that he's
It's
financing
nicer.
lawsuits against us and Trump. Right along
And they
with
do
Soros,
others as well. I haven't tried them all yet.
now, he owns the
Too
Washington
many
Post,
to try.
against this country.
I'll
He
get
gets
round to it eventually.
$1.50. It was $1.48 on every package USPS ships for him. That's over 70% of his packages. Ladies and gentlemen, the man is a cancer. And I went down to Whole Foods today, the headquarters.
Yeah,
of
no
Whole
problem.
Foods, Amazon. It's now Amazon Food. They admit they're not organic. Most of their stuff now is terrible. Very polite. Got thrown out. Security guard was very nice. Most people were fans there. I thought more would be, deranged liberals. But they
I
were
think that
mainline
colour
liberals,
needs
smart
changing.
liberals.
That's tasting
And
rather burnt right now.
my security guard says, hey, we're asking you to leave. I said, absolutely, I leave. We're on the very end of the corner. No one's even around. Other guys come over and threaten us if we don't leave. I said, I am leaving. I get my car. Can I get my car? Wouldn't say. So I got back in their face. We're going to go back with HD cameras this week. We're going to go back with HD cameras, and I'm going to bullhorn the whole place.
Facility, Jeff Bezos, Amazon, unorganic food headquarters.
So that's all coming up. And I just thought of doing it this morning, because I've been thinking about it for a long time, but I love my wife. I don't tell her what to do on a lot of things, but I said, listen, I don't want to see Amazon packages.
Yeah, have a look at
anymore.
ELFC as well, e-liquid flavour concentrates.
Overpriced anyways, by the exact
They
same
got a
stuff for
pretty
less.
good
Other
selection.
stuff, places that are too expensive, like the HEB, version of Whole Foods, Central Market. I said, we're not doing it. And she
And if
never
you do
goes
the
there anymore. That's good, but
bottle
I
shots,
still
works
like
out cheaper.
dog droppings or something at my house, man.
You
I
just
get
buy
home
the
and
bottle
there's an Amazon
shots.
box like a
I mean,
devil.
you can get a litre of base
Sitting there
mix,
in my house, and I know she's gotten better about ordering different places.
BG
She goes,
or
"Oh, it's so
PG
quick,
for like
it's money,
5
'cause
quid.
It's all subsidized. And the last straw was, I love her to death because she's great. She only orders from every few weeks, not every day something coming in. She's ordered food.
This
from there,
one's still
everything.
pretty
Well,
good
she
as
orders things,
well,
go, yeah, the
yeah.
shampoo's old, doesn't work right. I said, yeah, they buy rejected
Bruise
crap.
Bros.
Amazon's bad news.
Do quite like vaping that.
And I'm sitting there, and I'm just thinking about all the things Amazon's done and the thousands of companies it owns, hundreds of big ones. They own like 20 of the Fortune 100. And I showed her this morning. I said, look. And I typed in Alex Jones, Washington Post, snake oil. And she was looking at like 6 articles saying I'm a snake oil salesman, I'm a fraud by the Washington Post. And I said, sweetheart, he owns the Washington Post. He's the biggest supplement owner in the country. I went and got more than a dozen products off our shelf that are private labeled, high quality, that they also private label at Whole Foods. And I said, sweetheart, they sell this for $30 at Whole Foods. It's the same bottle, same thing, different label. We sell for $19.95. I said, you understand? He is a guy that made $12 billion in one day last week, another $5 billion the other days. He's trying to put us out of business. He's hired a bunch of former CIA people, this is in the news, to run the Washington Post to try to destroy the country. They're quarterbacking operations against our family. And they're quarterbacking it against the entire country. And I said, I don't want to see another Amazon package here ever again. She goes, no, I get it. I understand. I didn't know it was that bad. I thought you just didn't like it. I said, no. The man is a psychotic. He is out to get the president and the country. He wants you poor. He is so competitive, reportedly, he will throw incredible fish over a penny. He bought the Washington Post and cut their pay and cut their everything, and the liberals still worship it like
Yeah, I get
women
that.
under a pimp. He
I get that, but you can make your own premium juices now. Really easy to do.
250 square foot apartments in them. And then people pay even
The
more.
flavour
They pay for 1,000
concentrates
square
made by
foot
the
and
same
live in
premium
it.
companies.
He's getting it zoned where they can't build new apartments that are bigger to make you live like a slave.
The
Under
base
him,
mix
when he
is
lives in
the
a
same
50,000
base
square
mix
foot
that they use in
He's a monster.
all of these
He's a
premium juices now.
scumbag. He's an anti-American globalist enemy.
So is the nicotine. It's all pharmaceutical grade.
I've got page after page after page of the science, of the research, and the facts on the ingredients in Alpha Power. But here's what you want to know. You want to go to InfoWarsStore.com and read the hundreds and hundreds of 5-star third-party reviews on this product. And also remember that when it came out 4 months ago, it sold out in 3 weeks. Because people that know about these type of products looked at the ingredients list and looked at the potency list, and people went crazy. We set out to look at the already best-selling brands out there and make it even better, even stronger, and basically souped up. It's got the best of ancient science with the latest developments as well. It's Alpha Power. And quite frankly, I don't even really need to take Alpha Power. If I take Alpha Power, which I do occasionally, if I feel down or don't feel like I have a lot of energy, it makes me have incredible stamina, amazing libido, and also I already have not really anger issues, but I'm a little bit aggressive sometimes. And so Alpha Power is so strong that I personally don't take it a lot. I'm not going to sit here and tell you, oh man, it's really great, it really works. I'm going to tell you, be careful with Alpha Power, because I said I want to dominate the industry. I want people to know that we put the most money into this of any other product out there. I'm going to explain this. It's critical. The average supplement, you can look this up online, there's industry publications, Wall Street Journal, has a 5 to 7 times markup. That's a 500 to 700% markup. Our average markup is about 130% or so. Some are 90%, some are 150. You got marketing, other costs to go in. But here's an example. The average male or female enhancement over-the-counter supplement has some real stuff in it. It just has a little bit in it. Many times the bottle, this is a nice glass bottle, costs more than the ingredients that these companies put out. Because I work with the top 4 formulators in the country, and they say, listen, no one puts as much as you do into these. They said your leading competitors might put $6, $7 in, and you're putting $15, $20, $30, $40, depending on the product, in them. Nobody else does that. Well, we do, and that's why they're so powerful. Bottom line, you're getting top-of-the-line supplements that people absolutely love, that have blown me away, that fund the info war, and we are industry leaders in quality testing and the amount of the best product that we put into the product that ends up getting delivered to your door. So you get the best supplements at the very, very best price, and you fund the info war that's given the whole world incredible results against the globalists, a 360 win. Again, Alpha Power sold out for months. The second shipment is now in at InfoWarsLife.com or InfoWarsStore.com, or by calling toll-free 888-253-3139. A total 360 win.
Climb to the top of the food chain with Alpha Power by InfoWars Life. For those who want to increase testosterone and energy levels. Most men know that testosterone levels begin to decline starting around 30 at a rate of about 1 to 2% per year. This drop can show signs such as fatigue, low energy, low sex drive, and muscle loss. Alpha Power is packed with some of the most potent and clinically tested ingredients on the market. The secret is in the synergistic blend of ancient ingredients that have been concentrated into their most potent forms, including Uricoma longifolia, originally from Malaysia, maca root from Peru, morning milkweed from China, and tribulus from India. Reach your alpha male potential with Alpha Power. Head to InfoWarsLife.com and secure your bottle today.
You're listening to The Alex Jones Show.
See arrogance, if you want to see hypocrisy, few examples are better than, again, the White House Correspondents Dinner 2018. Trump has been roundly criticized by dinosaur and kleptocrat, Decepticon, slimeball, prostitute, disinformation, coastal elites, media, for not going to the Correspondents Dinner, which was good-natured until just a few years ago, and vicious and deceptive, the very same group of Jim Acosta types that say that Trump didn't really visit Congressman Scalise in the hospital, even though there was live video of it, or that they'd removed Martin Luther King's bust from the Oval Office. All of it lies. But Jake Tapper and all the rest of them hoping that you don't pay attention. So, if it couldn't get any more sickening, Jake Tapper got caught hosting fake town halls in the aftermath of the shootings in Florida back in February. I never said the shootings didn't happen. I said they had fake town halls. I said that they got 4 scripted students who had talking points for the Democrats to be the voice of the anti-gun movement instead of the pro-gun students. Which is all true. So you just build a straw man and demonize good old Alex Jones, and then you can set the precedent to demonize the next patriot. Just like they've said Trump's a loser, Trump's a liar, Trump's going to prison, Trump's a criminal. Everybody hates Trump. Trump doesn't have ratings. Trump's going to lose the election. Trump's a racist. Trump's a Nazi. Trump's a misogynist. Trump's a racist. Trump's a rapist. None of it true. They do the same thing on InfoWars because they know we're looking out for the average person and for free market, for a level playing field, for a true open society that Jeff Bezos and all the rest of them don't like. So, they have the Merriman Smith Award for Excellence in Journalism on Presidential Reporting. Whatever that means. And just like they gave Obama, when he was president-elect, a Nobel Peace Prize, and he launched more wars than the last 3 presidents combined.
Yeah, total fucking hypocrisy there, isn't it?
Let's put the award back on screen for TV viewers, all 3 viewers and listeners. Because I want to go over this for people. You guys put the Merriman Smith Award. It's $2,500 award. Not the $500,000, I guess the Nobel is. What's the Nobel now? Let's look that up. The Merriman Smith Memorial Award for Excellence in Presidential News Coverage under Deadline Pressure originated in 1970 in memory of Merriman Smith of United Press International, a White House correspondent for more than 30 years. The $2,500 award was conceived to perpetuate Ms. Smith's memory and to promote the excellence he brought to his profession. The award is offered in 2 categories: print, newspaper, wire service, magazine, broadcast, radio, and television. So, drum roll, please. Did they give the award to Jake Tapper and 2 other CNN reporters for reporting on a plane crashing? Or the fires in California, or something where they could actually tell the truth and maybe do a good job? No. They didn't give them an award for fake town halls in Parkland where only anti-gunners were allowed in and given pre-scripted questions. They didn't give them an award for a few years ago, CNN scripting questions for the debate, not telling Trump. No, they gave them an award for being the go-to leakers, as the Daily Caller has said. They gave them an award, drum roll please, for their coverage of the Steele Fusion GPS PP dossier that is admitted to be a total fraud paid for by the FBI directly to their wives and husbands at the firm as a payoff. And then I love how Comey's been on the news this week saying the Republicans paid for it. Well, there was some early Jeb Bush stuff with another company that he didn't like Trump, so he passed it on to them. But that was mafia stuff. That was not this. Opposition was fake too. So this is so amazing that they're so delusional, they're so disconnected, they would give Obama a peace prize when he had never even been in office at an executive branch involved with military. He'd never been in the Coast Guard. He'd never been in the Boy Scouts. He'd never been in the Army Reserves. He'd never put a rifle over his shoulder. He'd never been in the Peace Corps. He'd never done a diplomatic errand. He'd done nothing, but he got the award. Now, does Trump get a Nobel Peace Prize? I nominate President Trump for the Nobel Peace Prize already for just getting North and South Korea to meet after almost 60 years, since 1953 when the armistice happened. There's been a continued war. They just met last week, shook hands, and agreed to a peace treaty to end the war after 60-plus years. Nobel Prize is now $1.4 million. Wow, it's up. I guess it's 2.6 in Dutch money. Nobel, who invented dynamite and then felt guilty about it, nitroglycerin. So, I am nominating President Trump for the Peace Prize for trying to get us out of Syria, for beginning to end the Korean War. And if he does get this peace deal, and they do denuclearize, and they do agree to merge North and South to a future deal, he absolutely must have it. But don't hold your breath, because it's a fake award. The award would mean something if it was given to real people. What Merkel Thalen broke 5 years ago for InfoWars, the entire Stingray document plan nationwide to our risk as an operation. We got threatened for that. Zero coverage. The AP reported on it a month ago with the same documents. Where's Merkel Thalen's Pulitzer Prize? But the Pulitzer Prize is there for being a lapdog. We don't want your prizes. Our prizes are the people supporting us, getting the word out, having success, and living in a freer, better country and world. That's our prize. Now, let's go ahead and go to the amazing video of CNN being given an award for reporting on a known fraud, which Clapper has now been caught lying about yet again. Here it is.
Merriman Smith Award honors presidential news coverage under deadline pressure. The award is in memory of the late, great Merriman Smith of United Press International, a White House correspondent for more than 30 years. It is given in 2 categories, broadcast and print. The Merriman Smith Award for broadcast goes to Evan Perez, Jim Sciutto, Jake Tapper, and Carl Bernstein of CNN.
I nominate President Trump for the Nobel Peace Prize from the great Swedish inventor of dynamite, Nobel.
It's okay. These 4 journalists...
I mean, he's the one getting peace in the peninsula.
...broke the story that the intelligence community had briefed President Barack Obama and President-elect Donald Trump that Russia had compromising information about Mr. Trump. You may remember that story.
Let's stop right there for a minute. So that they skip over the fact it's admitted to be fake now and give them an award for their reporting on how they were briefed, that we've got this ridiculous footage of hookers marking their territory. So again, I nominate President Trump for the Nobel Peace Prize for the inventor of dynamite, nitroglycerin, Mr. Nobel of Sweden, and I nominate that he go ahead and get it now because he did way more getting North and South to end the war and agree to signing an armistice and agree to denuclearize. Even if it doesn't all happen, he's gotten more done light years than Obama ever did. So let's go out to break with the rest of this sickening display. These people getting an award.
You may remember that story.
This is make-believe.
The CNN team later reported...
Hey, pause again. You may remember that story. It's all a big joke. See, we remember it's fake. The public doesn't. We're going to bring it back up and hope they don't remember again. Here it is.
FBI Director James Comey personally briefed Trump about the dossier. The judges called their reporting breaking news at its very best.
Okay, yeah. Fake news at its best. There you go. We're going to go to break. There's Jake Tapper up there, all of them. This is a true comedy. They're all up there laughing. Oh, my gosh. Why not give them awards for walking on the moon or, you know, beating Hitler or whatever? It was George Soros, by the way, that physically cut Hitler's head off, by the way. Yeah, he was Captain America. We'll be right, and that's, give me my award for that. Reporting, please. Alpha Power. Here's what you want to know. You want to go to InfoWarsStore.com and read the hundreds and hundreds of 5-star third-party reviews on this product. And also remember that when it came out 4 months ago, it sold out in 3 weeks. Because people that know about these type of products looked at the ingredients list and looked at the potency list, and people went crazy. The average male or female enhancement over-the-counter supplement has some real stuff in it. It just has a little bit in it. Because I work with the top 4 formulators in the country, and they say, listen, no one puts as much as you do into these. They said your leading competitors might put $6, $7 in, and you're putting $15, $20, $30, $40, depending on the product, in them. Nobody else does that. Well, we do, and that's why they're so powerful. Again, Alpha Power sold out for months. The second shipment is now in at InfoWarsLife.com or InfoWarsStore.com or by calling toll-free 888-253-3139. I'm so excited. The new product at InfoWarsLife.com in a glass bottle, 2-month servings, filled to the brim, filled to the absolute top, the real red pill. This is a heart and brain pill, a nootropic that doesn't have any stimulants in it. But boy, does it stimulate, because it's beyond that. Quite frankly, I just went off what I saw medical doctors prescribing to their patients, but it wasn't prescription, but they were charging people $100, $200 for the formulae, and I came up with our own formula working with some scientists and developers, non-GMO, made right here in America, 120 capsules. And ladies and gentlemen, you add the pregnenolone to it, which is the precursor to all the hormones that your body has to have to even make the hormones in your glands. It is amazing. Red Pill, now available at InfoWarsStore.com, and your purchase funds the operation. Mike in Arizona, you're on the air worldwide. Go ahead.
Oh, Alex, you can rant any day of the week. Thank you, sir, for doing what you do and being a patriot and doing your best to save America and encouraging us as fellow patriots to do that in our local areas as well. And as a longtime InfoWars listener, I want to say thanks for the awesome Brain Force, Anthroplex. My girlfriend would like to say thanks for the Anthroplex, too.
Thank you.
I use the BioTrue Selenium, the Super Blue toothpaste. For you folks who aren't big normal toothpaste fans, the Super Blue is awesome. And thank you so much, Alex, for the InfoWars Life products. They are quality. I can't wait to get some more. And thank you so much for doing that for us to keep us healthy.
Absolutely.
Because then we could all, as educated patriots, help our other countrymen and women understand that there's a bigger problems going on, and if we can get our houses in order and be good to each other and ourselves, we can take our country back.
You deserve a deep, restful sleep with Knockout by InfoWars Life. Our organic formula is made from high-quality natural ingredients such as valerian root extract, L-tryptophan, lemon balm leaf extract, and melatonin. Knockout packs a powerful punch to get you through the night and achieve proper sleep. Millions of people around the world experience daytime drowsiness, but with the rapid speed of life, we need to be able to keep up the pace. Our natural mixture harnesses the power of 10 known ingredients to let your body relax and get the sleep you need. Wake up refreshed and take on the day. InfoWars Life wants to bring you a sleep support formula that goes above and beyond other leading brands at an affordable price. Get the sleep you deserve and experience the power of Knockout. Head on over to InfoWarsLife.com and say goodbye to fatigue. That's InfoWarsLife.com.
You're listening to The Alex Jones Show. Live from Austin, Texas, broadcasting worldwide, it's Alex Jones.
We are back live. Coming up next hour, Jake Lloyd, one of our great InfoWars reporters, also an Army combat vet, patriot. He went out on the road with me today to Whole Foods, now owned by Jeff Bezos, the head of Amazon. They is now basically degrading the quality of the food there. That's in the news. Most of it's not organic now. He's doing all the regular stuff he does. But the issue is he made $12 billion in one day last week due to government contracts, kickbacks, CIA contracts, $1.50 on every package he ships, USPS. Other people don't get that. Now, there's Bloomberg, $12 billion. He made just last week. He's an anti-gunner. He's an anti-free marketer. He said Trump is killing our democracy. I thought Trump got elected. So he's a globalist. So that's all coming up. But first, we'll have some of the footage for TV and radio listeners that we're going to air here of when I went in there today. The full footage is up on Infowars.com. Here's a Jack Posobiec tweet from Friday. While they were calling him a warmonger, a homophobe, and a racist, Donald Trump ended the Korean War, appointed the first gay ambassador to Germany, and got endorsed by Kanye all in the same week. And it's not about just cheerleading Trump. But Trump is pragmatically trying to create a level playing field and bring jobs into this country. And so I didn't even know till I said it and they pulled it up. I didn't even know the New York Post has reported the lobbying for Trump's Nobel Peace Prize has already begun. Well, I think the Nobel Peace Prize is worthless because they've given Henry Kissinger and Al Gore and Barack Obama peace prizes. They're jokes.
Hey, Kush, man.
Yeah, back when they gave
Crystal
Alexander
Keith,
Solzhenitsyn
what's
one, or
happening?
Martin Luther King won, or Gandhi won, they had some meaning. I would not accept a Nobel Prize, or I'd take the money and give it to charity, because it's $1.5 million. Seriously. The thing is a joke, but the nomination process has begun. It's very, very serious, because North and South have declared an end to the war. They're going to sign a deal ahead of the meeting with Trump. The war's been going on since the armistice was signed it's been going on since late 49, but it's been ongoing, just the ceasefire, since the armistice in February of 1953. So we'll see what happens there, ladies and gentlemen. It just shows how dramatic Trump has been delivering on so many fronts. Now, let's move on to the big news. By the way, I'm pretty original, but when I rip off Rush Limbaugh, I do it.
Thank you very much.
I like doing that occasionally. I'm like a Pavlovian dog. When I hear Limbaugh do that, like in high school and college, I get really excited. Like, the anticipation. I think I do it better, though. Okay, I'm going to stop. Let's get serious. Look, Clapper doesn't matter. Brennan doesn't matter. Hillary doesn't matter, except they're still the deep state dug in with their operatives in government, dug in like ticks, doing whatever they want, whenever they want, however they want, leaking criminally, lying to Congress, getting caught. Finally, though, it's even in mainstream news. Even The Hill had a report on it. Zero Hedge has the best article. It's up on Infowars.com. Clapper busted, leaking dossier details to CNN's Jake Tapper, lying to Congress about it. Now, remember, the statute of limitations just ended a few months ago, 5 years after he testified to Congress. And did I forget to tell you guys to pull that up, too? Pull that up next. Just type in Clapper lies to Congress. It's famous. And he says, no, the NSA does not listen to anything in the U.S. or read anything. No, just everything. By the time he said that, everything except CB radio transmissions goes through an NSA hub, and most of those do. You don't think the NSA doesn't know someone on a CB or another radio or ham radio is really trying not to be heard? They're really listening to that. So, but they don't catch it all. And it's totally unconstitutional. Clapper busted leaking dossier details to CNN's Jake Tapper. Tapper just got an award for the fake reporting earlier. Showed you that. Lying to Congress about it. We look forward to Clapper talking his way out of this one on CNN during carefully scripted conversations with fellow talking heads. That was on Friday. And then it just goes through all the times he testified to Congress, when all the news articles, all the under oath. It's a long article where he said it, where he did it. There's videos of it, everything. I mean, it is, we should make a special report out of this just to show it all. It is incredible. But he said, I did not leak the dossier. Now that it's being pointed out it's fake and it's illegal, he went on radio and TV to say he leaked it before. So even Don Lemon is throwing Clapper overboard, which is a sign that when Don Lemon is throwing your butt overboard, when Don Lemon is looking at you like you're a liar, he thinks you're in big trouble and he better not side with you, because he's about as bad as it gets when it comes to fake news. Some of the worst people, you know, just like Tapper at CNN getting awards for fake journalism. So when he throws you overboard, that's the rat leaving the sinking ship. Here is that video.
Already held by the media, and I didn't have any contact with media until after I left the government on the 20th of January. So I don't quite understand, at least what I've read, that somehow I leaked about the dossier.
So let me get, so you didn't leak anything about the dossier to any media?
No, not, I mean, I talked about it after I left the government, but not during that period, not, and certainly not between
Hey, Donna.
the 6th of January and the 10th when the president himself talked about it.
Didn't see you there in the other chat room. I had Facebook open.
Well, it was publicized, if I remember the sequence. It came out after our Trump Tower briefing. And, you know, all our purpose there was to inform him that it was out there. And I've often wondered, because it's kind of controversial that now that we brought this up, that had we not told him about it, and then he learned about it, and he learned that the intelligence community knew about it and didn't tell him, well, it'd probably been held. We'd gotten tweets for that too. So I don't. understand this, how I leaked it to CNN. Yeah.
He works for CNN now. He's on record. We've got the article with all the clips right here. Everybody remembers Clapper did that. They all did it. They all bragged. We got plenty of dirt. Obama was in the New York Times on the 20th of January, 2017. I was in D.C., 50 feet from the president when he was being sworn in. And I'm sitting there waiting for him to come up, reading the New York Times, tucked under my jacket. This very jacket, by the way. Funny, I wore this very jacket. Strangely enough, it's my favorite jacket. And this thing like 5 or 6 years. It's getting holes in it. But we did a live report before Roger Stone and I went in to the inauguration of reading that, where it was intelligence heads, Clapper and others say they have the information, they have the proof, they were wiretapping Trump Tower, all this other stuff. And then he gets up there and says he never said it. He's caught red-handed. Declassified congressional report. Yeah, it's in the new report. I should add that. Clapper lied about dossier leaks to CNN. Should have opened the whole segment with that. Congress reporting he lied to them. Yes, he lied to them. Lied to Congress about information he shared with CNN on the infamous Steele dossier. Wow. But let's play another time he lied to you. This is 5 years ago, telling Congress that the NSA has never spied on anyone in the U.S. This is years after it came out that every phone call, every text message, every email, everything digital is sent through giant hubs at telecoms and then on to the NSA. So here it is.
If you could give me a yes or no answer to the question, does the NSA collect any type of data at all on millions or hundreds of millions of Americans?
No, sir.
It does not.
Not wittingly. There are cases where they could inadvertently, perhaps, collect, but not wittingly.
All right.
So it's like saying a pedophile accidentally grabbed your 5-year-old out of your backyard, went and raped him and killed him. It's all that, or Hitler accidentally, launched World War II or whatever. Or rain accidentally falls on, out of the sky. Okay, we're going to start the next hour, get all into the globalists, how to stop them, how to fight back, so much more. Just briefly, if you want to financially support us, we're not funded by Bezos, we're not funded by taxpayer money, we're not funded by stimulus money like NBC, we're funded by you. We got Brain Force, an amazing nootropic for the mind, 25% off. We got Super Male Vitality, 50% off. That's about to end, 50% off. We have the X2 Deep Earth Crystal Source of the Great Iodine. That is 25% off. That special is about to end. InfoWarsStore.com, InfoWarsLife.com, or 888-253-3139. And all of you that have bought the great products over the years and given us tens of thousands of 5-star reviews, hope you like what you've done, because I'm proud of what we've done, but without you, nothing would have gotten done. You are the InfoWar. That's not patronization. I'm not patting you on the head. It's you. You did it. So I want to salute you and thank you. Please think about us every day and keep buying the great products at InfoWarsStore.com. That's how we can stand against the attacks no matter what comes. We will stay the course. Please stay the course with us. InfoWarsStore.com. Let's go ahead and go to Lloyd in Washington. You're on the air. Thanks for holding.
Mr. Alex Jones.
Hey, brother.
Sir.
Good, man. Thank you for calling.
Hey, I just want to say thanks for your products and everything that you're doing to try to save the country. I've tried your Secret 12, Super Male, Anthroplex, the Silver Bullet, Biome Defense, Micro ZX. It's all good stuff. Secret 12, if everybody would just drop their energy drinks and get some Secret 12.
Yes.
Take a shot of that.
Well, that's the thing about Secret 12. Just a half a dropper has way more energy, and it's totally, people ask, why is it sweet? Real organic B12 is sweet. And exactly, if I'm super tired, I go, hey, why am I drinking coffee at 10 at night if I'm going on some show like Coast to Coast? Boom, Secret 12, 30 minutes later, massive energy. It's amazing.
Yeah, that stuff will wake you up, and the clarity of mind that comes along with that is just amazing.
Clean, pure drinking water. You can't survive without it. But where do you get it? Alexa Pure Pro is a brand new, groundbreaking, gravity-fed water filtration system that is like no other. The Alexa Pure Pro transforms water from virtually any fresh source into clean, healthy drinking water, pairing the unprecedented superfiltration power of an all-new gravity block core with a hybrid chromatic shell. It removes up to 99.999% of impurities, including bacteria, viruses, fluoride, disinfectants, volatile organic contaminants, and hormones. Filter capacity up to 5,000 gallons. Stainless steel construction. easy assembly, low maintenance, replacement filters are simple to install. And now, as part of an exclusive limited time introductory offer, you can save $20 off the retail price and get free shipping. This is a limited time offer, so order your unit today and receive free shipping and $20 off. Go to InfoWarsStore.com or call 888-253-3139.
Leading a frontal assault on the lies of the New World Order, it's Alex Jones.
There's a lot of controversy around this network about Alex Jones, for example.
Alex Jones, the far-right conspiracy theorist who was apparently... Alex Jones.
Scum! Russian scum!
InfoWars comes to mind.
Reputation's amazing. I will not let you down. You will be very, very impressed, I hope.
Well, they say the wheels of justice turn slowly, and yes, they do. But the arrogance of bureaucracies burns fast. But when it burns away, there's nothing left but a bunch of little cowards who got themselves all wound up because they were accustomed to power, didn't understand the people had voted their asses out. And yes, in most major elections, it doesn't really count much. But with Trump, it does. That's why you've seen the conniption fits, the hysterics, the insanity, the crazy lies, the distortions, the bullying, the boycotts, the attacks, the subterfuge. Because an entire corrupt establishment for decades had hijacked this country and had been mismanaging it into the ground. Along came Trump and the patriot elements of the Pentagon and intelligence agencies. You don't just think it's Trump, do you? And along came a consortium of patriots who've been working in some cases for 60 years to stop the globalist. I'm only an organic extension, not some secret agents, not some secret agency, not some secret orders, not some black op training center when I was 10 years old, but simply growing up in Texas as Americana around men who'd fought for the country and who knew the score, and who understand who the globalists were, and who simply talked about what they knew in front of me as a young boy. And so I studied history. I found out they were right. And I sat there and decided when I was 12, 13 years old, I was going to take them on. That's what destiny's all about. They don't want you to think you've got destiny. Yeah, half the time when I cover here's a train wreck. Doesn't matter. I'm swinging for the fences. I'm going in the right direction. I care about justice. I want freedom. And they don't know what to do in the deep state. Trump was recruited by patriots in the government to stop the total humiliation of the country. We've already sold out to China. We've already are crippled psychologically, culturally, mentally. We're already in destitute shape. But the globalists wanted to fully have a civil war, a race-based war. They wanted to break us completely and have re-education camps and everything else. It was even coming out in the news, not just me covering it. And patriots in our own government said the people are awake. They want something different. Let's try to stop this. This is unbelievably bad. Rigging debates. They want to arrest all the conservatives. They want to break up families. They want to have the state run everything. This is a horrible system. Why would we do this?
Hey, Christina, what up?
Globalist elites like the Rothschilds,
Meow.
the Rockefellers, and some of the others have their way with us. We're not doing this. So right now, Trump is really like a desperate rearguard action, hoping while he stalls them, you wake up and do something. And from Romania to Hungary to Iceland to Brazil to Japan to areas of Africa to all over the world, from Catalan, Spain to you name it. They'd say Catalan, Mr. Jones. I get it. I got to say geographically for folks listening. People get it. They say, listen, our local governments aren't perfect, but they're not run by some guy like Jeff Bezos who's tax exempt, who makes $12 billion in a day. Well, they tell me on the news I'm rich if I make $1 million a year and then pay 40% of it in taxes and then the other to lawyers. trying to hire people, trying to run something, trying to do something. So, that's what it comes down to, ladies and gentlemen, is the boys from the men, the women from the girls, which side you want to be on. But I am very proud to be part of this giant awakening. I'm very proud of what we're all doing together and standing against the incredible arrogance of Clapper and all these other crooks that thought they'd tell all these lies and do all these things and get away with it because they thought they were invincible. They thought they'd beaten us. They didn't know we were asleep. We're awake now, Clapper. We're awake, Betty.
Introducing CellForce by InfoWars Life. CellForce focuses on mitochondria efficiency and protection. Mitochondria produce over 95% of your energy. They are your body's cellular engines. CellForce helps promote your cellular energy production by supporting mitochondria, much like a cellular engine overhaul. Because when your mitochondria don't run at 100%,
Yeah, it's good to stream again.
start producing reactive oxygen species.
I was going to stream during the week, but it's just too knackered to do it. Done too many hours in work.
Resulting from these reactive oxygen species.
Lots of overtime going.
The antioxidants found
And of
in
course, I always get roped into it.
powerful available on the market. The stronger the antioxidant, the better its ability to scavenge for these reactive oxygen species and other free radicals. Boost, protect, and adapt with CellForce from InfoWars Life. Head to InfoWarsLife.com or call 1-888-253-3139.
We're breaking the conditioning!
InfoWars comes to mind.
Alex Jones.
Alex Jones. Alex Jones.
There's a lot of controversy around this network about Alex Jones.
Google is being accused of hiding negative stories about Hillary and her campaign by changing its algorithm to bury stories like the Clinton.
Oh yeah, this is some news out of Newport today. This is what happened in Newport Town Centre early hours this morning.
Hello, I'm recording it.
What are we doing?
Video quality is pretty poor, but you get the general idea. What a fucking shitbag. Clearly the car was stolen, because they found it on Mager Street burned out. There's the car on Mager Street burned out. So 2 girls with life-changing injuries. And this one was put out by Q&A News. Beautiful.
And as he gets this big peace deal, I mean, North and South just agreed to sign an armistice that will then go into a total peace deal and end the war. or in the armistice. You've got huge things happening because the globalists wanted a strategy.
Yeah, I'm working tomorrow.
I know you're a veteran yourself, understanding strategies of tension, but like Trump said when he was with Merkel on Friday, he said,
20 past 7 start.
to move away from playing games and keeping crises going.
Yeah,
about 7 finish.
What people don't get is the strategies that Trump employs. Trump understands how Russians and Chinese and these other Eastern nations negotiate, because Western Europe, like Germany, you know, Obama negotiated and he conducted diplomacy like Merkel and like Macron would. He doesn't understand that there's a way you have to put pressure on Russia and China, North Korea, those other nations, because that's what they respect and that's how they respond to pressure. It's a respect game, and that's what people like Obama don't understand. So when Trump is putting pressure on these people, he's actually understanding the proper way to operate.
And I would expand on that by pressure, serious sanctions on the regime itself, a year and a half of that, and then saying, but here's the carrot, merge with South Korea, have a new business deal, really go into the future, but give up your nuclear weapons. And as I reported over a month ago from our sources, they already, Jake Lloyd, had agreed to that. And now you see Kim Jong-un, it's come out, has already agreed to that.
Yeah, he's already agreed to it. And what people, I mean, 5 months ago, it was 5 months ago that people thought that we were going to go to nuclear conflict with North Korea. And now 5 months later, like you said, North and South Korea, they're talking. They're about to end the 60-some-year armistice. They're about to come to peace. There's probably going to be massive infrastructure deals where they're reuniting. They're building highways and stuff between the two cities. North Korea is going to be brought out of poverty. And it's all due to the efforts by President Trump when he was putting pressure, like you said, massive sanctions, but also talking about fire and fury. And I would say that probably going forward, I'm predicting that the same strategy is going to be employed with Iran. We're going to see a similar thing because Trump, with Syria and everything, he demonstrated that he's willing to, you know, we don't like the Syria bombings, but he's willing to go against what Russia says. So that's going to allow him to put pressure on Iran. And I think that we're going to see a massive reworking of the Iran deal to include the whole Middle East.
Sure. Well, I got what Trump was doing on the whole chemical weapons thing. They've got the white helmets caught now 4 times. In fact, that's in the news this week. It's now...
Right.
They have all the witnesses, the kids that were brought in from school and doused in water are all in the news saying we were told it was a fake chemical attack. We were given candy. We were given lunch. I mean, this is all coming out that they staged that thing. But I understand Trump's faced with that. He'll look weak if he doesn't strike. So he strikes some of these bases, gives the Russians time to get out. The Russians are already trying to pull out. That looks strong to Iran. But let's pull back from that. The mainstream media said it was the end of the world and that we were going to have nuclear war. Even 2 weeks ago, The View, Joy Behar, all of them said Trump's going to cause a nuclear war, that Kim Jong-un is good compared to our president. Now, they're not even reporting on how big a deal this is.
Yeah, well, and now what they're saying, even though, you know, like I said, 5 months ago, like you're talking about just a couple weeks ago, Trump was the cause of every negative thing in North Korea. It was his fault that we were about to go to nuclear war. It's his fault that all these bad, you know, supposedly bad things are happening. And now, like you said, good things are happening, and they want to put the credit on Prime Minister Moon of South Korea. They want to put it on Xi Jinping of China. They want to give all the credit to everybody else, and there is some element of credit due to them, even though Trump was the one pressuring China to pressure North Korea. But they want to take all of the credit away from...
I mean, I'd say 90% goes to the U.S., 80%... You know, Russia had a big piece in actually saying they might back a U.S. strike if Kim Jong-un didn't stop what he was doing. But expanding on that, pull back from this. 1953 is when this ended. The war was still going with a ceasefire versus 2018. That's 60-plus years. That never got fixed until now. So it did change because of real sanctions. The globalists on record wanted a strategy of tension. It was Clinton and others that gave the nuclear weapons and missiles to North Korea to destabilize things. Trump is ending all this Machiavellian crap.
I mean, most Americans, like, this is something that we haven't been at peace with Korea in most Americans' living history.
Hey, Joy, good to see you.
And like you're talking about with the strategy of tension and everything, that keeps the globalist one world government plans in order, because then it requires organizations like the EU, it requires organizations like the UN to come in and try to fix things, even though they don't.
And that's what David Rockefeller's dad said. We want the League of Nations, then the UN that the Rockefellers built in New York on their own land, was about a strategy of ongoing tension where you need them running things, these multinational groups, instead of unilaterally nations making deal to deal. You can have 50 countries making a deal. They've just got to do it unilaterally.
Exactly. And what I don't think a lot of people get is that Trump, you know, whatever his strategies are on a lot of stuff, whether you love him or hate him, he's transcending. It's possible to transcend that order of requiring a new, a world government.
And that's why the bureaucrats are so pissed, because he's being the president. Does that mean I agree with everything he does as president? No. Do I agree with him being the president, returning power back to the presidency, back to Congress, back to the states, back to the people, as he promised to do a year and a half ago on January 20th, 2017, at that inauguration? He said, we're transferring it back to you. We're going back to the republic. They had to do one-sided deals to sell America out to globalism. They had to get the whole world to sign on with parlaying when America had 60% of the world's wealth in 1955. Now we have way less than that, like 20%. They sold us out to special interests, but instead of it being infrastructure for Africa or Latin America or Asia, it became Jeff Bezos. Bezos gets, 140 billion, and this guy gets that. The globalism's been a lie. It's been a new form of robber baron colonialism, where they're now using, in their own words, the third world populations to recolonize us, but not to empower us, but to drive us down as well.
Exactly. And what, it's important
I
to
agree with
realize,
that.
like it says in the Bible, if you're not with us, you're against us. It's the same, because every action that Trump carries out that's not out of the New World Order playbook, it's an action to reestablish national sovereignty for the U.S.
And that's what I 100% agree with. And I agree with 95% of what Trump's done. It's a very, very dangerous game, but he is real. You know him by his enemies, folks. That's why we defend him so much. Stay with us.
Maximize your potential and take your body back with Super Male Vitality. We're breaking the conditioning and fighting back against the globalists' war on male vitality. Our ultimate non-GMO formula is sourced from powerful organic herbs that have been gathered from around the world and then concentrated for maximum potency. Super Male Vitality was developed to activate your body's natural processes instead of using synthetic chemicals. InfoWars Life wants to bring you the highest quality products. Our unique combination of ingredients is designed to assist the body in regulating proper balance and creating superior vitality in males. Support your body and mind and take yourself to the next level. Boost your vitality and energize your life. Take control of your body. Grab a bottle of Super Male Vitality today at InfoWarsLife.com. That's InfoWarsLife.com.
I've got some talking points here about Caveman from InfoWarsLife.com. But instead of going with those talking points, let me just give you what I've experienced personally. From all the wives' tales in every culture, we know that the bones have the essence. We know chicken noodle soup is great for people that are sick. Again, in every culture, this has been reported because it works. And there's no way to quantify how strong this is, but the amount of bone protein and the amount of marrow and the amount of concentrated
I'll be right back.
life force that is
Just
in
gonna
this
change
is
this coil.
incredible. Ladies and gentlemen, whether it's for your joints, whether it's for your arteries and your veins, whether it's for your brain, whether it's for energy, this, ladies and gentlemen, is the strongest, most concentrated bone broth formula out there, and it's amazing. Find out for yourself today at InfoWarsStore.com what it can do for you and your family. And again, I want to thank you all for your support. You are funding the information war in 2018.
Climb to the top of the food chain with Alpha Power by InfoWars Life. For those who want to increase testosterone and energy levels. Most men know that testosterone levels begin to decline starting around 30 at a rate of about 1 to 2% per year. This drop can show signs such as fatigue, low energy, low sex drive, and muscle loss. Alpha Power is packed with some of the most potent and clinically tested ingredients on the market. The secret is in the synergistic blend of ancient ingredients that have been concentrated into their most potent forms, including Uricoma longifolia, originally from Malaysia, maca root from Peru, horny goatweed from China, and tribulus from India. Reach your alpha male potential with Alpha Power. Head to InfoWarsLife.com and secure your bottle today.
Audience, radio affiliates, TV affiliates, thank you for your support. But they've cut off the sponsors. They've blocked us advertising on Google. They have filed 13 lawsuits. We've beaten 6. But understand this, I am your soldier. You're my soldier. We're all in this together. And we're fighting hard for American values and what we know works and what brings liberty and freedom to our children. So I salute you and I thank you. But whatever you do, the live video links on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, Infowars.com/show. Local stations you're listening to, every person you get to tune in to this local radio station is a victory in this war. And when you financially go to InfoWarsStore.com, and when you take advantage of the huge sales and the great products for everything in your life, it's about making your life better. The non-GMO heirloom seeds, Springtime's here. The highest quality books, films, Patriot apparel to spread the word. The very best supplements, water filtration, air filtration, shortwave radios, emergency radios, tactical gear, body armor, InfoWarsStore.com, InfoWarsLife.com. Please shop with the good guys.
You're listening to The Alex Jones Show. Live from Austin, Texas, broadcasting worldwide, it's Alex Jones.
All right, I went down to Whole Foods Worldwide headquarters today. That's coming up the next segment. Jake Lloyd was with me. Rex Jones, my son, wanted to go. I said, you can go, but I'm going to leave you out of this one. Sure enough, he ends up, with his points. But he's 15 going on 16. He's a man. He's already 6 feet tall. He's smart as I am. So he's going to be on air more with us, even though the media makes a big deal out of it. Like, David Hogg can be on air, but Rex Jones can't. So good luck with that. Rex is here to stay. The fact that folks are trying to keep him off air, I think it's actually only been encouraging. But Jake Lloyd, I wanted to briefly, in this segment, get with viewers into how we're under attack. Now, I don't get up here like some SJW saying I'm a victim, I want victim status, I'm a big baby, look at poor little me. No, I'm saying I'm trying to be a warrior for this country politically. I'm standing up for what's right. We have delivered big time in waking up the public. You've delivered big time as an audience, our affiliates, our sponsors. You're amazing. So the praise, 90% of it goes to you. The rest goes to this crew and what we're doing here. That said, a lot of this is off record. I went to D.C. for 4 days 3 weeks ago, and I can't get into most of what I was there was not what you saw me there for. That was all secondary. And I met with some high-level folks. I'll leave it to you at that. I'm sure you can figure it out. High level. And they gave me the analysis, they gave me the intel, and I was told not to get into obviously all of it, but I can tell you that we've already pointed this out. There's $15 million a year spent by Soros just to fake media to dig up lies on us. They can't find anything. They've gone down to our reporters now. 6 months on Paul Watson in England. They had like a 3-person team on him. This is like a movie, but it's real. So you need to understand, ladies and gentlemen, that we are fighting because we know we're under attack. Not because we're angels, not because we're perfect, but because we don't want to be under a Nazi collaborator's control. So Zero Hedge reports on links to the Federalist and leaked documents that Congress has put out this week in their intelligence report of the latest Strzok page garbage. Mystery group of wealthy donors with U.S. generals over it at the meetings. So they're going to hotels with sitting U.S. generals that are running, and Soros spends $50 million for private Trump-Russia investigation. That's after it came out the FBI was funding it. This is in the last year. $50 million. Soros puts out $15 million a year, according to my sources, to these reports. And I've even had reporters apologize to me off record. They go, no, man, but I mean, I want the 200 grand or whatever. I mean, this is going on. So, and I'm lucky they're not sending hit teams down here. But if they do that, that's fine, too. I don't want to die, but if anything happens to me, Hillary, Soros, the globalist, they're the main suspects. Now, and I don't say that to act tough or to challenge them. It's like, I'm in a war. These are criminals. In third world countries, if they can get away with it, they engage in massive atrocities. But I raise this because the Observer is owned by Jared Kushner. Now, I've not even attacked Jared Kushner because I can't figure out whether he's really good or really neutral or really bad. I tend to trust Trump. So I'm not in some White House intrigue about who I support or who I don't support. Okay, Early on, I got sucked into some of that. I'm not into that, okay? But the Observer is owned by a trust. He no longer controls it for a year, so that's hopefully good news about Jared Kushner. And I went to it today because there was a bunch of articles attacking me the last month. And it says, Trump's a Russian agent. Trump's going down. It says, Pissgate's real. I mean, not even the Daily Beast says that now. Not even BuzzFeed that made it up. Put up the fake reporting on it. They admit it's not true now. So I go to this story that says what Peter Thiel's playbook shows us about taking down Trump and Alex Jones. Now notice, taking down Alex Jones and Trump, or Trump and Alex Jones. And they admit that the Democrats and deep state are funding fake lawsuits against us to shut us down. Well, here's the difference. I didn't videotape in my personal home my wife climbing on top of Hulk Hogan. I think Hulk Hogan's pretty cool, by the way. I'm told he's a listener. The point is that if I did that, I deserve to get in big trouble. I'm not getting buddies over to my house to have sex with my wife and videotaping it. I'm not Gawker. But they say that's the model, and they admit it's lawfare to destroy us. So the Observer, even 5 years ago, 3 years ago, did some pretty good reporting. It's bad news now. And so I got Kushner saying I deserve his publication to be basically out of business. And that his father-in-law is a criminal that women urinate on. That was on the front page today. So I guess that means Kushner really doesn't run it anymore. But my God, who'd you hand it over to? I mean, you know, it's like, because I know this stuff about me isn't true, but at least they're being honest about it. Still suing us, by the way. He's a good guy. He would defend victims. This is them making stuff up using lawfare, and they admit if they can do it to InfoWars, just as they had a News Corps said 2 months ago, they can do it to everybody. So I wanted to show everybody that to understand. It's not like we're losers here, and we're bitching and complaining saying, send us money. The NRA has broken all fundraising records with David Hogg attacking him, saying ban the Second Amendment, all this stuff. Well, you know, I get attacked along with the NRA. I get sued like the NRA, and our donations are not up. Our buying of products is not up. It's not an election year. I mean, last year wasn't an election year. This is, it really isn't, because it's kind of the midterms, but it's not a main election year, not a general election. So I'm not complaining here. I mean, I want this. I stood up for this. I'm doing this. But you understand, the globalists are obsessed with InfoWars. They want us shut down. They want us destroyed. And they admit in this big lengthy article that they want to take down Trump and InfoWars because we, quote, can't be stopped and are bringing populism back to America. They're such globalists, they admit who we are. They go, these horrible nationalists, these free market people, and they're not elitists like us, and we've got to destroy them, and the only way is to sue them. Why don't you just get out of the way and be rich in America, you jerks? And let people have nice apartments and nice houses and their children. And no, you got to run everything. It's all about your power, because I always read this in philosophy, Carl Jung, you name it. And I was looking at Jordan Peterson videos this morning because I haven't really paid attention to him until he just gets bigger and bigger. So I watched a bunch of them this morning, and he was saying, weak men cannot be virtuous or strong. Weak men cannot be leaders. And it's because they're rats and always want to screw somebody over. But it's strong men who have the evil side, but also the good side that's bigger, who understand things and don't want to be a jerk. It is the bad people that want to pull down somebody like Trump. So when we come back, Jake Lloyd, we'll talk about this. But the bottom line, there it is, weak men can't be virtuous. That was the actual quote. Good job pulling that up. Is that I'm really trying to build something. Psychopaths think I'm a schmuck or crazy, that I believe in you, and because I'm strong, I'm not screwing you over. I must be a schmuck. Or I have Texas hospitality, somebody I bring into town, and they get in my face and tell me I'm their bitch. I have Texas hospitality because I'm a killer. I'm not bragging. I'll rip your head off. I'll kill you if I need to. The point is, I'm a loving person. That balances me out. You cowards don't get it. We'll be back.
Good morning. My name is Andrew Grossman. I'm a partner at the law firm Baker Hostetler, and I represent Alex and InfoWars in the lawsuit that was filed by Brendan Gilmore. This morning, we asked the district court to dismiss Mr. Gilmore's lawsuit, to require Mr. Gilmore to reimburse InfoWars for the expense of responding to his lawsuit, and to sanction Mr. Gilmore for using a federal court to wage a publicity stunt. Now, let me be clear about this. Mr. Gilmore's claims against Alex Jones and InfoWars are legally defective. We are confident that the suit will be thrown out of court. But make no mistake, vexatious lawsuits like this one are dangerous because they seek to chip away at our cherished First Amendment rights. The First Amendment gives all Americans the right to have their say on the day's news. Alex Jones thought it was strange that Mr. Gilmore was popping up in all the media coverage on the events in Charlottesville with what seemed like the same anti-Trump talking points every time. And that is exactly what Mr. Jones questioned. Was the media, with Mr. Gilmore's eager assistance, spinning the story against President Trump? That is the kind of probing question that every cable news analyst, every columnist, and every American who cares about what's going on in this country asks every day. They try to make sense of what they see reported in the news, and then they say what they think. The First Amendment absolutely protects that speech. Now, Mr. Gilmore disagrees. He obviously opposes Alex Jones's political viewpoint. He says that InfoWars is not what he considers to be responsible journalism, and that it can therefore be suppressed. His lawyers say that the law should distinguish between speech that informs the public and speech that they think misinforms the public. But the whole point of the First Amendment is that people like Mr. Gilmore and his lawyers do not get to decide whether their political opponents are allowed to have a voice. They do not get to decide what the public is allowed to hear. That fundamental misunderstanding of our First Amendment rights is just one of the reasons that Mr. Gilmore's suit has to be thrown out. As a matter of principle, no one should be able to drag their political opponents into court as a publicity stunt to harass them for their protected speech. That kind of abuse must have consequences, so that when people like Mr. Gilmore are thinking about filing suit, they think first before they do so. And that's why we're asking the court to find that Mr. Gilmore's lawsuit is what the law calls a strategic lawsuit against public participation. If the court agrees, Mr. Gilmore will be required to reimburse InfoWars for the expense of responding, and will be subject to additional monetary sanctions. Mr. Gilmore brought these consequences on himself. He leapt at the chance to file a lawsuit instead of exercising his own First Amendment rights to talk back. We can only hope that he will come to understand the wisdom of Justice Brandeis's words, that when it comes to fighting perceived falsehoods and fallacies, the remedy to be applied is more speech, not enforced silence. And with that, I'll turn it back to Alex. Thank you.
InfoWars Life is bringing you a breakthrough in modern medicine. Introducing Pollen Block. We have found an extraordinary new, natural way to alleviate seasonal distress symptoms, including promoting clear nasal and sinus passageways, eye comfort, and respiratory function. In the 1960s, researchers in France noticed that people who ate certain quail eggs experienced less seasonal immune and inflammatory responses. They began studying this effect in published trials, and decades later, we now have the fruit of this research, a fast-acting, chewable tablet that helps alleviate seasonal distress symptoms. Pollen Block is natural and effective. It is not an antihistamine. In fact, current research has found that it actually acts by blocking the activity of tryptase, which is an enzyme that amplifies immune and inflammatory responses in the body. Go outside and enjoy the air you breathe. Head to InfoWarsLife.com and grab a pack of our Pollen Block chewable tablets.
You're listening to The Alex Jones Show. From the front lines of the information war, it's Alex Jones.
Watch me! Watch me! I got it! Watch me! I got it! Hey! I got something that makes me want to shout. I got something that tells me what it's all about. I got soul, and I'm super bad.
Okay, so we're back live. Jake Lloyd's riding shotgun with us. I'm Alex Jones, your host. We'll get into the whole Whole Foods / Amazon Foods, Jeff Bezos command base invasion that happened just a few hours ago. You were there with me, but you were silent during that last segment as I was reading off out of the New York Observer and out of Zero Hedge and other publications, Jake, where they're saying the main job of the Democrats is to shut down Trump and influence.
Yeah, I'll have a play around
We
with
have Project Veritas, internal videos,
RDAs.
YouTube, Facebook, Twitter.
You can get them for these
New York
tanks.
Times, all saying the same thing. I'm not tooting my horn. I'm not that big. But they see us and what we're saying because they're insiders.
Sounds like a bit of a cheaper option, really, because these coils are pretty fucking expensive.
It's that if people listen, it's over for them because the microcosm is the agencies. I used to think the agencies and the military would not be the problem, but weren't part of the solution. But then I realized they're already on the inside, so they actually know I'm telling the truth. That's the most awoke group right now. And so that's why they're targeting us. So just speaking to that, because I don't want to make us the center of the story, but if we don't make a bigger deal out of this, they will win. They will destroy us. We're not just up there saying, oh, we're real big, they're after us. Folks, we're the main target. Why do you think that is, Jake Lloyd?
Well, part of it's a chilling effect. Part of it is that they want to take, they want to frame it as we're on the outside, we're on the fringe of the public voice. We're on the fringe, and they want to say, oh, it's just InfoWars, don't worry about them. They're
exactly. If you go there, globalism, world government, sovereignty will destroy you. When that's the reality. They want to make it where we're untouchable.
Exactly, because we are an easy target in their eyes, partially because a lot of people that should be, on our side, a lot of people don't want to come to our defense. They don't want to defend our right to free speech because they've bought into the brainwashing that we're, cuckoo, wacko.
That's it. They want to play it safe, or they think so many times when Limbaugh was in trouble, people go, good, you'll be bigger. I remember talking to syndicators, they go, if Limbaugh has heart trouble, or if this boycott works, you're going to get a lot bigger. And I went, no, I'm not. They're going to shut all the talk radio down. I'm spending $500,000. Then I got Ted to spend another $500,000. We spent, total $500,000. I was $250,000. He was $250,000. I spent $500,000 on Limbaugh when these other syndicators were like getting off on the idea of his fall. They didn't have any sense that once they boycotted him, we were next. They have no, I don't hope Sean Hannity goes down. I don't hope that people like Tucker Carlson go down. I hope they get bigger and bigger. I have 4 children.
And you have people...
What is your problem, mainline conservatives? Celebrating we're under attack. You're idiots. Once they get us, you're next.
I mean, people like Ben Shapiro have a serious, serious problem with coming at us like that. I mean, Ben Shapiro, constantly makes jokes at our expense and everything, but then Ben Shapiro goes out to Berkeley or even some other, slightly left-wing college, and they call him he's a Jew. He's an Orthodox Jew, and Ben Shapiro gets called a Nazi.
By the way, I like Ben Shapiro. Mm-hmm. I don't really, I see his stuff, I agree with him, he's a smart guy. But I get it. We're under attack. It's an easy thing to differentiate himself and say, oh, I'm reasonable. We don't want to be in the middle of this thing. So I want to explain something. I'm not trying to win popularity contests like Ben Shapiro or other people. I'm here to get people thinking. We trailblazed the entire opening of the movement, and people like Matt Drudge got it. Matt Drudge helped us. We were already on the map. Go to the next level. And I don't give credit for no reason. Matt Drudge went through a lot of heat for that, I know. But Matt knew we were telling the truth. He's reading the same news we're reading. He just knew we were a talk show host. He didn't want to be on the air anymore, so he knew we were covering the same stuff. I remember hearing Drudge 15 years ago about cloning and human-animal chimeras. Well, don't you know when Drudge hears me being attacked for that? You'll see Drudge put up a big article from the Japan Times or Reuters about human-animal chimeras. We're covering real stuff. Just because that shocks Ben Shapiro and he doesn't want to talk about it because he wants to be kind of on the in crowd, you be part of the in crowd. I left high school a long time ago.
Yeah. And the thing is, like you said, we don't need, it's not a popularity contest. We don't need to bring them down because they're attacking us. But all we're saying is stop the infighting for no reason, because Ben Shapiro, you can do your normal middle of the road conservative thing all you want. That's fine. It brings people into the movement, all that different stuff. Ben Shapiro's brought a lot of college students into thinking.
Yeah, he's great. He's very well spoken and it takes different folks. Take Candace Owens. Paul Watson says you got to get her on. She's super talented. Have her on 5 or 6 times. She gets hired by that big group Trump's involved with about waking the colleges up. What's the name of it?
Turning Point.
Turning Point. I was on the plane flying back to Austin once with the head of Turning Point. And then, but now that she's on Fox News some and wherever we call her, oh, we're not cool enough. Hey, Candace, I was offered Fox News shows 3 times. It's not like we even need you on the show. We had you on to boost you because you're a smart, big person. Having you on after you're the big story doesn't do anything for us. We push you because you are articulate and smart and cool. You understand? You're not safe going with the mainline Republicans. That's how they keep you on the reservation. And I think Kanye West understands that.
Yeah, Kanye West really does. And the thing is, A lot
The thing is, we're not trying to get accepted. We're trying to overturn the whole paradigm here.
Yeah, and a lot of people are now using it to say, because they certain conservative voices were like, oh, don't listen to Kanye West for your political opinions. And nobody ever said that you should do that, because now he's going back. And
it's about his courage to say there's simply free speech.
And even if
and what happened to us where that's a big deal to have that courage to say I support the president.
And even if he's still a liberal, because he said my hero, Emma Gonzalez, he's still serving to normalize our type of politics in the mainstream. He's still a major cultural figure.
He's standing up for free thought.
Exactly.
By the way, do we have the Jordan Peterson clip? I saw this clip because I like Jordan Peterson. I saw a few of his things, and you know, the crazy debates he's in where they make stuff up about him. He's this well-spoken professor and everything, and the left's really scared of him. So I watched a couple hours of him last night and this morning. And this is Carl Jung's psychology, but it's also just self-evident truth that little wimpy weirdos want to dominate and control. They want emasculated males, so they don't have any competition. And I've always said this, the weird, twisted betas I've found are the ones that get together and set up tyrannies like Hitler and others. And so you're never going to see virtue out of one of these people. And here is the video, part of the video where Peterson, what's the exact headline? I'm going from memory. I'm teleprompter free. It was why weak men can't be virtuous. Here it is.
But if you only know how to behave, you're just a domesticated house cat or a lap dog. You have to push beyond the persona, and that's what the integration of the shadow does from a Jungian perspective. It's like to pull that monster that's being edited out of you, to pull that back in and to allow that to reveal itself within your increasingly sophisticated way of being. And then you're not just a persona.
So if you want to push back on your persona, are you saying that you have to cultivate your shadow? Is that the premier path?
Yeah, because the thing is, you can't escape from your persona unless you can say no. Here's an example from popular culture. In the Harry Potter series, Harry Potter's obviously the hero of the story. He's touched by malevolence, right? The only reason he can stand up against evil is because there's some evil in him that he's incorporated, essentially. Well, and that's exactly right. And the persona, if you're a persona, then you're an obedient citizen. But the problem with being an obedient citizen is that if the society tells you to march the Jews off to the death camp, for example, and you're obedient, then that's what you'll do. And it isn't like society is civilized and then all of a sudden you're performing some act of atrocity. That isn't how it works. It's like you're an obedient citizen and then you're asked to violate your conscience a little bit.
Yeah.
And you have to, because you don't have anything other than that persona. And so
let's stop right there. And I think this interpretation of Carl Jung is, and I know he's doing it for the public, he's a smart guy, is an oversimplification, because I wouldn't even call it the shadow. You've got conformity, but if conformity means evil, it's your light side. Is saying you can't conform with this evil. You've got to go ahead and get in their face. But I agree, if you have a knowledge of evil, then you understand what's happening with evil. Some of the purest people are totally blind to it because they're so pure. Those of us that have kind of a wicked side, though it's a smaller side, can actually see into it. But I think that's what he's getting to. It's a larger lecture. It's worth watching, and that's why they definitely are scared of him. All right, Jake Lloyd was with me today, InfoWars reporter, at the Jeff Bezos new Amazon Foods. Whole Foods is now Amazon's inorganic food, is their new slogan. Mike in Arizona, you're on the air worldwide. Go ahead.
Oh, Alex, you can rant any day of the week. Thank you, sir, for doing what you do and being a patriot and doing your best to save America and encouraging us as fellow patriots to do that in our local areas as well. And as a longtime InfoWars listener, I want to say thanks for the awesome Brain Force, Anthroplex. My girlfriend would like to say thanks for the Anthroplex, too.
Thank you.
I use the BioTrue Selenium, the Super Blue toothpaste. For you folks who aren't big normal toothpaste fans, the Super Blue is awesome. And thank you so much, Alex, for the InfoWars Life products. They are quality. I can't wait to get some more. And thank you so much for doing that for us to keep us healthy.
Absolutely.
Because then we could all, as educated patriots, help our other countrymen and women understand that there's a bigger problems going on, and if we can get our houses in order and be good to each other and ourselves, we can take our country back.
I'm not a rocket scientist, but I know to go out and check the top scientists and see what they say. And they have talked about for decades that a lot of the mental disorders, A lot of the behavioral disorders, a lot of the autism spectrum disorders are in the gut from the diets and vaccines that trigger autoimmune responses in the stomach that then create major toxicity in the gut, causing toxicity in the brain. Here's a big BBC report today. How bacteria are changing your mood. And if you have the wrong ones, you're depressed. Well, ladies and gentlemen, it's been sold out for months. MycoZX is back. Antifungal, anti-yeast, anti-candida. It goes in and knocks out the walls in your intestines where these things colonize it and put a slime wall in that the nutrients go through. They get what they want first. They colonize you. Then they secrete toxins in you that cause depression. They can even secrete toxins when they want more sugar. This is well known. Nuke them with MycoZX exclusively at InfoWarsLife.com.
Electrify your day with Secret 12. It's like lightning in a bottle. We all have days in which we just can't seem to perform at the level we'd like to. InfoWars Life Secret 12 is designed to naturally energize your body and mind with 2 great tasting and super high quality forms of vitamin B12. Proper vitamin and nutrient intake is essential to keep your body functioning at optimum levels. The reality is, it's hard to take in the proper amount of vitamins we need each day with our modern diets. Secret 12 by InfoWars Life is an easy way to naturally upgrade your vitamin B12 intake and support your body's natural systems. It pairs 2 forms of vitamin B12 into one explosive formula. Vitamin B12 supports healthy energy levels through red blood cell formation and aiding in the body's natural processes, but it also assists with many other functions of the body. Electrify your mind and body and take your health to the next level. Experience the power of Secret 12 at InfoWarsLife.com. That's InfoWarsLife.com.
Alex Jones here to tell you about how you can help spread liberty worldwide while also enjoying what I have found to be the best tasting 100% organic coffee on the planet. For more than a decade, my favorite coffee has come from the high mountains of southern Mexico, where the Chiapas farmers grow their unique shade-grown Arabica beans. We have now managed to secure these sought-after beans in a highly customized blend. Discover and try a bag of the Patriot Blend 100% organic coffee at InfoWarsLife.com. This coffee gives you a long, smooth pick-me-up for hours without the headaches and heartburn that so many other coffees give me personally. Hands down, this is my favorite coffee, and it's taken us years to secure connections directly to the Chiapas Mexican farmers. Drop by the site today, order a bag or 2, and I don't think you're going to be disappointed. Available in original or with our Immune Support Infusion Blend. You will be supporting a free press, all the while enjoying a truly great-tasting cup of my favorite coffee. Available at InfoWarsLife.com.
You're listening to The Alex Jones Show.
Okay, we got the last 10 minutes of the show.
Defending the Republic from enemies, foreign and domestic. It's Alex Jones.
And we'll be back tomorrow with the weekday transmission, 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. and other broadcasts at Infowars.com/show. We got the free podcast, all the rest of it. Jake Lloyd here with me. How would you just briefly, Jake Lloyd, how would you describe what we witnessed
Alex Jones tossing the V's.
Whole Foods, Amazon Foods headquarters now here in Austin, Texas?
Well, briefly, we went in just to look at the supplements that they're selling. You know, they're very, very similar to the ones that we sell, similar, just private labeled. We go in there, and we have a few people, a few brainwashed people snickering at us, a lot of fans. And then we have some rent-a-cops that come over, and they're a little bit, one of them's okay, one of them's nice. Another one of them kind of gets on a power trip a little bit.
After we've already left and are at the edge of the property.
Yeah, we're stepping onto the sidewalk and everything, and he's like, okay, listen up. Listen up, I'm going to give you one last warning. So we step off on the sidewalk, and he keeps wanting to give attitude. And then Alex there in the video is just trying to figure out if they'll try to call the cops if we go get our cars, because we're parked in the parking garage, and they won't give an answer. They just keep saying, step off, step off, step off. So it was, you know, it was interesting.
And again, it's about Jeff Bezos, who makes his money off taxpayers and is tax exempt in the $1.50 per package, making $12 billion last Monday. Let's go ahead and roll this report.
Jeff Bezos is a criminal who's anti-free market and anti-America. And we came out here nicely to cover it, and he had one of his goons get in our face. So now I'm coming down here, I swear to God, at least unorganic food headquarters.
Infowars.com.
All right.
Infowars.com right now. We're at Whole Paycheck, or now not at Whole Foods, but Amazon Foods. So we're here at hey, how's it going, guys? How's it going, man? Come on over and talk to us. Other folks are scared of us. How you doing?
Pretty good, pretty good.
We're here in Whole Paycheck.
Oh, shit.
Hey, you know Jeff Bezos owns this now, right?
No.
The guy that owns Amazon, the richest guy in the world?
Uh-huh.
He made $12 billion last week.
That's insane.
You know how he makes it?
No.
He's got monopolies and he's tax exempt offshore. And he gets $1.50 on every package shipped by the post office of his packages. He gets $1.50 from taxpayers.
Damn.
Is that pretty amazing?
Yeah, that's pretty amazing.
All right, guys. I was just saying hi. You guys want to say hi? All right. Oh, pardon me, man. We're just here checking out Amazon. This is the new Amazon shopping center. And as you can see, nobody said anything.
It's all Amazon. Real Amazon food.
Leftists can never talk. They're unable to.
Leftists can never talk.
Questions. Hi, I'm Officer Barron with Tri-Shield Security.
Alex Jones, nice to meet you.
So, the store wants us to find out what you guys are filming for.
You bet. Well, we're not filming, we're just shooting live video.
Okay, well, what is your intention for trying to do this?
Sure, our intention is, kind of like you see Michael Moore goes in and shows things and talks to people. Jeff Bezos has now bought Whole Foods, and so we wanted to come show people now that the world headquarters of Whole Foods is now the world headquarters of Amazon Foods, and that we wanted to then see if people knew about Jeff Bezos and just about the fact that he's a big globalist. He pushes anti-capitalist agenda publicly, but then he's the richest man in the world who made $12 billion in one day last week. So we're just simply here about. I've been a customer here since it was the old one over there 10 years ago, and I was a customer there for about 10 years, just like I was at Book People. So I've been here many times. I'm just here to walk around and actually show people in the live ecosystem here at Amazon Foods.
Well, our management here has actually asked if you guys quit recording because they don't feel comfortable with it. They don't have any knowledge of it.
Sure, that's reasonable. Can I talk to the management?
I'll get a hold of them, see if they're willing to talk to you, but I'm just passed out for me. So.
No, understand. Well, listen, we're happy to go. I've always planned to do some shopping later, but we're happy to go. That's reasonable. This is private property. This is Bezos' private property. He doesn't respect ours. He lobbies to end small family homes. He wants 250 square foot coffin apartments. USA called for that last week. He doesn't want you to have any money, but he made $12 billion in one day last week. But I agree with his property rights. And I agree with this security officer's point that this is private property and that they've asked us to stop filming. So what we're going to do is we're going to go wait outside on the property line. And if you can see if they'll talk to us, sir, we'd love to talk to them.
I will get that.
Thank you so much for honoring the private property. Thank you. Let's go ahead outside. So there you go. We are honoring private property.
That's fucking funny.
Viciously to end. And so we're outside, and we're on the corner of the property, and a guy charges up and says, I'm going to call the cops on you. And I'm like, that's fine. We're about to turn the cameras off. Can I just get my car? He wouldn't answer.
Yeah, I mean, we were wrapping up the video. We were about to wrap up the transmission, get off the phones and everything.
And no one's around us.
Yeah.
We're on there's like a park, that little park there. We're at the very corner. No one's around us. It's us.
It's just us standing there, and there's two girls sitting on a bench. They weren't even there. It's not like they were eating Whole Foods products or anything. They were just sitting there, so they're just hanging out. They're loitering on, I guess that's Whole Foods property still. And then we say, well, we're going to step off on the sidewalk here now. They're like, well, it's a private that's a private sidewalk. But then they keep telling us to hop down there or they're going to call the police. So it doesn't, even that story doesn't line up.
Well, it just shows the jerk. The first guy was nice.
Yeah.
And the other guy
doing his job.
Point is, it's about Jeff Bezos, whatever you want to say. I'm not going to get the rest of this on Infowars.com, but he gets taxpayer money. He can make $12 billion in a day. That's fine. We're not against free market, but then he funds Black Lives Matter. He funds Antifa. He funds the socialists. He works with Soros. He funds the Washington Post trying to stop our movement. And the big thing is, I showed my wife this morning. She was asking me about this before I went out there. If you go to Washington Post and type in Alex Jones or just into a search engine, Alex Jones, WashingtonPost.com, snake oil. There's all these articles saying I'm a snake oil salesman. I sell multivitamins. I sell amino acids. I sell like the highest quality stuff. Bezos can make millions a year, but I can't make millions to fund our operation. I'm bad. And the left comes, like Comedy Central confronted me in D.C. and ABC and CBS and NBC. You sell supplements, you're a con man. And I go, I sell the very same ones, but even better. And they go, shut up, we're not talking about it.
Right, and Jeff Bezos, like you said, his money comes from these government-subsidized monopolies. The government funds him to take over an industry, to take over these different aspects of the economy, and then with that money, he goes, like you said, and funds Black Lives Matter. So it's the government using this opportunity to fund these anti-liberty movements.
And then just like the Clinton Foundation, the money goes back to the Democrats.
Exactly.
That's why they say Trump is, quote, obsessed with Amazon. Yeah, because it's the shadow government. You don't just think he really made, no one's ever made $14 billion in 6 months. He made it in one day. The guy's going to be worth like $500 billion in a few months. He's taking everything over. He's taking over all the public housing. He's just taking everything over. But he's liberal and pays no taxes. And the left's like, he pays no tax. He is worth $140 billion. We worship Bezos, Bezos, Bezos.
And isn't Amazon, aren't they making the cloud for the Pentagon now? Aren't they going to deal?
CIA.
And that doesn't set off any alarm bells in anybody's brain, the fact that the government subsidizes this guy's entire corporate life, and then he has these contracts with the government to store all of your data that the government is in.
But it's even in the news that the staff say they're going away from organic. They're getting crap now.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
well, they're moving away. They used to bring in different brands and sell them there. Now they're trying to bring it all in and be only sell Whole Foods brand. They're 365 or whatever it's called. They're trying to only sell Whole Foods brand so that all of the money comes back.
The left will buy it. Let me tell you something. They'd eat radioactive, sludge if Bezos said it. I'm telling you, man, he'd snap his finger. You're racist if you don't. They'd run to Chernobyl, just start gobbling radiation. I mean, if you told a leftist to throw their kid off a cliff, they'd do it. Yeah. They just want a virtue signal.
Well, it's purely virtue signaling. The food isn't it. The food's no good anymore. And it's just about the cult. It's about the cult of being trendy, the cult of just...
Oh, they've got all these magazines about austerity and how to be poor and how sexy it is. That's Bezos. Well, we'll be back tomorrow with David Knight in the morning, 8 a.m., myself at 11 a.m., and then we've got Owen Schroyer and others at 3 o'clock Central. We sell high-quality supplements that are game changers, air filtration, water filtration. We sell a 4-stage HIPAA filter for $200. That's at regular price when the leading competitor is $400, $500, $600. And ours is just as good. We've got the whole body support, Body's ultimate turmeric formula with a 95% curcumin rating. Stuff sold at Whole Foods on average is a 3% curcumin rating. It's amazing. Super Blue Complete Combo Pack, the toothpaste, the mouthwash, and more, 33% off. We've got so much more. Super Male Vitality, cold pressed, great herbs and more, 50% off. Those sales are all about to end, and we're not Amazon. We promote the Second Amendment. We promote freedom. We promote Americana. You fund us. We're not Bezos, $12 billion a day. God, if we had $1 billion in 20 years, we'd beat them. But it just shows how sick this all is. Thousands of 5-star reviews for our products. InfoWarsStore.com. Or go right over to Whole Foods or right over to Amazon. Some people say, well, wait, you've got an Amazon account. Yeah, so I can keep all the counterfeits off and all the fake stuff. I don't promote it. We sell stuff whole price. You have to have an account with them to kick all the counterfeits and fakes off. That's why we have one there, but we do not promote it. Buy it from InfoWarsStore.com. Thank you, Jake Lloyd. Thank you, crew. See you back tomorrow, Lord willing.
We're going to continue to stand up for America. We are going to call BS on the mainstream media when they lie. This is the essence of InfoWars. This is why your trip to the InfoWars store is so vitally important. You see, we don't have any right-wing industrialists or multi-billionaires standing in the wings writing big checks to Alex Jones to subsidize our work here at InfoWars. We have to depend on the individual info warrior, on men and women out there who believe in freedom, who believe in liberty, and believe in the message that we are delivering. You can support us by going to the InfoWars store and loading up on some of these terrific products. Take a look at our t-shirts, our books. It's a 360 win. When you buy the Super Blue Silver Immune Gargle, you're helping the fight for freedom. So please go to the site now. We need your support.
I'm so excited. The new product at InfoWarsLife.com in a glass bottle, 2-month servings, filled to the brim, filled to the absolute top, the real red pill. This is a heart and brain pill, a nootropic that doesn't have any stimulants in it. But boy, does it stimulate, because it's beyond that. Quite frankly, I just went off what I saw medical doctors prescribing to their patients, but it wasn't prescription, but they were charging people $100, $200 for the formulae. And I came up with our own formula, working with some scientists and developers, non-GMO, made right here in America, 120 capsules. And ladies and gentlemen, you add the pregnenolone to it, which is the precursor to all the hormones that your body has to have to even make the hormones in your glands. It is amazing. Red Pill, now available at InfoWarsStore.com, and your purchase funds the operation.
If you are receiving this transmission, you are the resistance. You are listening to an Infowars.com frontline report. It's Alex Jones.
Wow, we have got a lot to report to you on this worldwide broadcast. Thank you for joining us on the 29th day of April, 2018 for the Sunday transmission. We'll be here as we are every Sunday live, 4 to 6 p.m. ahead of the weekday broadcast. Myself, Owen Schroyer, David Knight, and others. 10 hours a day live now from the InfoWars network that the establishment is trying to take down. Well, Mr. Clapper, former National Director of Intelligence, who also headed up the NSA previous to that, testified to Congress 4 years ago that he had never, and that the NSA had never spied on anyone in the United States, period. Now, that was a 1,000% total, complete lie. The statute of limitations just expired on perjuring yourself to Congress. It's actually 5 years. So I said 4. It's been 5 years. He did it again. He testified to Congress. There's an excellent Zero Hedge article up on Infowars.com, but also even The Hill and others have picked it up. Jack Posobiec did a great breakdown. We should get Jack on the next few days of this whole situation. But he testified that he was never the source. We even have a Don Lemon video that's in the folder I forgot to tell you guys about. It's like 2 minutes long. Or even Don Lemon grills him and goes, but you are the source. You told CNN you were the source. Now he works for CNN. So when Don Lemon's saying you're a liar, I mean, that's like Pinocchio saying you're a liar. I mean, you got a serious problem when Pinocchio even thinks you're bad. The arrogant Pinocchio that is Don Lemon. Because CNN knows he's the source. He's bragged he was the source back when he was so arrogant, back when his counterpart at the CIA, Brennan, was saying stuff like, watch your mouth. So Trump has ripped the lying machine, James Clapper, over leaks to CNN. And the articles on InfoWars, both from InfoWars and Zero Hedge, just chronicle video clips of him in 2017 on CNN, right as the president's being inaugurated, saying, you know, that he saw the info, he leaked the info. Then we've got him testifying to Congress. Months later, he didn't. It's like these people have Alzheimer's or something, or they don't think we're paying attention. Well, we are, Clapper and Brennan and all the rest of you. So those clips are coming up later in the hour. But sometimes something happens that really illustrates everything. And a big thing that we have to really dig into today is the whole situation with the White House Correspondents Dinner that transpired over the weekend, and the abject, insane asylum level arrogance that even has mainstream media saying this completely flopped. But it gets better coming up. CNN was given an award at the press dinner for the Steele dossier reporting, which was illegal leaks and fake and been proven to be a fraud, and they think you're so dumb. You think, is that arrogance? No. They think, like Gruber said, we bet everything on the public having no memory. We bet everything on the public having absolutely, totally no memory. So we're going to be going over all of that because, I mean, here they are giving an award to 3 so-called reporters, Jake Tapper and others, at CNN, at the press dinner, in the middle of the scandal of Clapper perjuring himself to Congress in front of the whole world. It'd be like if I said, I robbed a bank on January 3rd, and then a couple months later, on April 3rd, I testified to Congress. I think in Clapper's case, it was actually April 10th. I never did that. That's
We have people engaged in terrorism, fomenting terror. When you think about it, it is incredible, isn't it? When you think about it, we have Romanian murderers come here and Bulgarian rapists, and we cannot send them home. And they've been in this country in some instances for the best part of half an hour, and they've decided to murder teenagers or rape young women, and we cannot deport them. We have people engaged in terrorism, fomenting terrorism, preaching terrorism, dancing a jig of joy when the Twin Towers come down, doing everything they can to spread all sorts of unrest within the country, and we cannot deport them. We have people convicted of the grossest of crimes, including paedophilia, and you're following the narrative, I know, we cannot deport them. And we have these souls who, in some instances, have given half a century working in some pretty thankless tasks. Not all of them, but some of them. Driving the buses, working on the trains, delivering hospital food for half a century, and we can't get them out of the country quick enough. How the hell does that work? Eastern European gangsters stay, hard-working people from the Commonwealth get out. Excuse me, can I go on benefits now? Can I have a passport? No, get out. Honestly, who was in charge of this? It's horrific.
There's something to think about.
I've not got an address, I've not got a bank account, I've not even got ID.
You see, they expect people to have all those things. How can he get a bank account without ID? You know? How can he do that? It's just impossible, isn't it? I'm so sorry. Have you got a tent or anything?
Yeah.
How old are you, by asking?
19.
So sorry. So sorry.
They tell me that I've been homeless for this long and I've managed to keep myself alive this long, so mate.
So say what?
So I can last a few more months on the streets and they just don't get back to you after that. I've got no phone, I've got no access to internet, I can't search for jobs online, I can't get my CV printed out because I've not got the money to do so. I've not got any of the things that you needed for a job. I don't know where to go from here, I'm lost.
Severely autistic. I'm a single father raising a 15-year-old severely autistic, nonverbal teenage daughter. When she was 15 months old, she received a round of vaccines that included the MMR and the DTaP. She developed a high fever. When the fever broke, she lost everything.
My daughter was 6 weeks old when I took her in for her vaccination. 2 hours later, she had a 5-minute seizure, and 2 hours after that, she had another 5-minute seizure.
Mama's here. Come on, come on, come on, you're okay, you're okay. Come on, baby, come on, babe, come on, you can do it. Come on, babe, come on out, come on, baby, come on. Keep breathing. Come on, come on, come on, come on.
The vaccination gave her severe brain damage, and she had seizures every day for the rest of her life until she died in my arms at the age of 15.
There is no good reason to choose not to get a vaccine.
He got his MMR and he got his DTP, and within days, he stopped talking.
Projectile vomiting, convulsions.
He went blind in his left eye.
Vaccines took our healthy, happy baby and made him unwell.
She lost all acquired speech.
He lost his speech, he lost his eye contact, like the flick of a switch.
If vaccines were unsafe, I think this would be an interesting and reasonable discussion.
Obviously, some minority get hurt by this stuff. I don't understand why this is controversial.
Vaccines are safe. Get vaccinated.
It's like, you know what? Shut the fuck up and let me take every vaccine that Merck wants to shove down my throat.
Autism is not a side effect of vaccine, or to say it another way, because some people don't hear this well, vaccines do not cause autism.
Hear this well.
Yes, they do.
Hear this well. Please hear this well.
Hear this well.
Vaccines can and do cause autism.
My grandson,
Daughter Lily,
and my daughter. My son was fully vaccinated.
my son Jackson.
I had a healthy, typically developing boy.
Please hear this well.
Vaccines cause autism.
One day, everyone will know the truth about vaccines. Hear this well.
Well, I'm going to wrap this up now, and I'll catch you during the week, hopefully.
Is giving this witch show, and I'm sure if it gets 0 stars, like some of the other folks have gotten, I'm sure they'll just ban the rating system for that particular video. But here she is making sick jokes and so pissed.
Yeah, I'm going to go to bed now, guys.
From the brink of death.
Work in the morning. You can catch up on the show once it re-uploads.
You are hosting the White House Correspondents
See you later.
Dinner, which is a big event for
Goodbye
those
for now.
Typically, the president will be